Today is October 24th, 2022. We're going to get the garlic in this morning. Well, it's actually afternoon, but we're going to get it in today. My pants won't stay up, but so I'm going to fill in 5 buckets up with compost. If you didn't see me screen this compost with our compost screener, I will link to that video right here. Yeah, it's right there actually. Whichever way it is, you'll see it here. Just click it and you can watch it, then come back to this one or whatever. But right now I'm going to get the bed ready. I'm going to get this, then I'm going to go weed, then I'm going to level this out in the garden bed. So just stick around and see how we do garlic for this season. That right there is some good little compost.
Nice and black.
It's a little drier than I'd like it to be, but it's pretty good looking compost.
All natural?
Yes, it is 100%.
Straight from our own
We are
compost bins.
doing less garlic this year than we did last year. We sold a lot last year, but we didn't sell as much as I wished we would have, or this year rather, but we didn't sell as much as I wished we would have. So we're going back to what we did the year before. So we have a lot, we use a lot, and we still have a fair bit left. So if anybody wants seed garlic, our email address is below. We'll sell you some. It'll be $12 a pound. $12 a pound less shipping. I don't know what shipping will cost depending on where you're at, but it'll only ship to in the 48 states. I won't ship to Hawaii or Alaska or overseas. So
Or if you're local, you can get with us.
If you're local, you can get with us. Yeah.
Comment below, or
comment below, and we'll meet you somewhere. You can come here. We have other stuff too if you're local. And if you're not local and you want some other things, we have asparagus seeds and sunflower seeds. We have some mustard seed too that I'll probably report with. The description for all that stuff's down below.
the garden's looking pretty good. The cover crop is filling in nice. We got the leaves in the walkways. The other evening we worked on it, and he does a pretty darn good job of doing the garden and the weeds, and it's hard to keep up with, but he does a really good job at keeping everything organized.
I'm not worried a whole lot about the weeds. I mean, I am, don't get me wrong, but what little bit's laying there, I'm not, I'll go through and pick up the bigger stuff, but I'm not gonna worry too much about the small stuff. It's about that time of year, it's gonna start dying back, and then we're gonna cover this up with grass clippings and leaves anyways. So, which we got 2 trash bags, or trash cans full I saved the other day, and we've got enough the rest of the leaves. That's what's nice about having your chickens right beside the garden.
Convenience.
Very much convenient.
Plus, look at them. They come over and start going crazy on the compost pile again. Time for
put
the compost.
in, and I'll take a fork to it, level it out one more time with the rake, and get my dibbler, make sure it's set up for garlic, and play them out. I shouldn't need a whole lot of compost in this bed. These beds are pretty good.
Even there when you was raking, it like the soil is still.
This soil here is good soil in this garden. But we've been gardening in this garden here for I think 3 full seasons in this garden. That garden, no, 4. This was our 4th season in this garden. Sorry. That garden down there was only 2 seasons. It needs a fair bit of work done to it yet, but this one here is getting good enough that we don't need to put compost in it every year like we've been.
Now, did this have the mushroom compost put in at one time?
This bed right here did not.
I didn't think.
All the other,
them two.
all of them did except this one. This one here did because we had kale in this bed last winter.
Okay.
And we didn't put mushroom compost in this bed, but it still looked. We didn't compost this bed at all this whole season.
And it's still nice.
And it still looks good.
Yeah.
But I did give it my homemade fertilizer, and if you've never seen that video, I'll link to it right here as well. So just watch it and come back to this one.
Because it does wonders. When you think your plants are dead, that fertilizer he mixes up kind of brings it back to life, and we got so much stuff off of them plants after he gave them the fertilizer. He knows his stuff.
No, he fakes it till he makes it. It is. I'm gonna get my pitchfork. I'm not gonna broad fork. I'm just gonna use my pitchfork. I like my pitchfork better than the broad fork. It's easier for me to work with. I do have a broad fork, but I use a pitchfork just cause. You just stick it in, pull it back. You don't have to till. I never do till. There's some times I probably should. This bed here is actually kind of harder than I wish it was. It still should be all right. It's still pretty loose. So I'll be down this side and then back up the other side.
And what does that do to the soil?
Aerates the soil, gets some good air circulation into the microorganisms that are actually eating the compost, that are actually feeding your plants. The microbes is what feeds your plants, and they need good organic matter to eat. So this is giving them air, and it's getting the compost down in there a little better and helping loosen it up for the roots to grow.
So when it rains, they'll kind of...
When it rains, the water will go down in better. Yep, this bed's pretty hard, but like I said, it had kale in it all winter. Then this spring,
all summer.
Then this spring we just put kale back in it again. So yeah, it's had kale in it for
That's
2
true.
growing seasons. Never came out until probably a month ago, maybe a little less.
Yeah, the kale and Swiss chard we had in lasted all season. I didn't think it would,
Yeah,
but
we didn't. So I don't know how our garlic will do in this bed. It may not do as good as I was hoping. This bed's a little harder than I hoped.
now you're taking it back a little bit, but you're not pulling it clear up.
Nope, not pulling it clear up. Don't want to flip it over. I want to let it in there. I just want to.
Nice and easy.
Yep. You don't want to break it apart. You just want to flip it.
And this is what he does instead of tilling,
Yeah.
and it's never done us wrong. We sold the tiller how long ago?
Oh, I don't even know.
5 years? 6?
Whenever we started this garden, this bed here's never been tilled ever.
Okay.
I've done. Old Trump wanted to see what was going on. You can see, look at him, see why we call him Trump. Her, rather.
I'm on top of the world.
Yeah. Anyhow. Yeah, we've never tilled up. Whenever we first put this in, I broad forked it, mowed it down as low as I possibly could with the push mower. Put compost down, broad forked it. No, sorry, take it back. I broad forked it, then I put construction paper down and put compost in and tarped it for the winter, and then in the spring I planted in it. And honestly, we've had good luck in this garden every year. It's done great for us. We've never had any issues. The big bed down below, that we stripped the sod off because we started it in the spring instead of in the fall. But we didn't buy that property till late. Now I'll come down this side. In the middle will be the middle. I won't worry too much about it. I may run down the middle, but it should break it up pretty good in the center. See how it's moving in the middle?
Yeah.
It's breaking it all the way across there with that straight. There's a big rock. See that rock?
Yeah. I thought we got all the rocks out of here.
Yeah, right.
Oh my gosh. And when you think the rocks are gone, they always come back.
They do, for some reason.
Oh my gosh.
That's a pretty good sized rock too. It ain't just a little one. Yeah, you got till probably mid-November. You got till the ground freezes, honestly. But you don't want the greens to start sprouting in the fall. So what we'll do is we'll put the garlic in right now, and we'll mulch over it with, like I said earlier, grass clippings and leaves. We'll mulch over this bed, and we shouldn't see any green till spring. What it's doing is the garlic will actually form bulbs in the winter months. It'll break up into the cloves. And then in the spring they'll grow. So then you'll harvest. So garlic's one of the easiest crops you could ever grow. You start it now. Excuse me. You start it now, and you won't harvest till late June, early July when you harvest it. And you'll get two harvests off of garlic. You'll get the scapes, which they come in the middle to the end of June, around Father's Day sometime. And then you'll get the garlic itself, which comes in early July usually for us around here. Depending on where you're at, it may change, but you have to be in a colder climate to grow garlic. It won't grow. Like if you're down, say, zone 8 or higher, you'd have to grow elephant garlic, which is actually not a garlic. It's a leek, but it forms cloves. But they get huge cloves on those. We never grew them.
I'd like to sometime, but
we've never tried them. But they grow better down south. This kind of garlic won't grow down south. And one more trick of the trade: when you're raking, leveling out your compost after you put it in and get your soil broke down, put your rake this side to the ground. You don't want to move stuff around, you just want to level it out. If you had it like this, you would drag all that compost back to the other end. Right now all you want to do is level it out.
So turn your rake around.
Turn your rake around. All you're doing now, see, I'm filling on all those cracks that I just made.
So you're working the compost down into cracks.
Working the compost down in the cracks. And that bed looks good. I mean, look at how it looks now. I think, of course, I'm kind of partial with my garden. So. But
everybody probably thinks their garden looks.
They do. We get compliments a fair bit about ours. But I'm sure a lot of people do too. So I'm going to show you how I break these apart. Of course, it's not easy. I should have left that stem longer. I'll cut it short so it'd store easier, store better. It wouldn't take up so much space. But now it's harder to break. All you do is just shove that apart. And let the papers on. It ain't gonna hurt anything. That there's like glued together for some reason. Holy cow. There we go. So you want to keep, that's a nice clove.
Yeah.
Both of those are pretty nice cloves. That one there, if we get it, we get it. If not, whatever. But these two here definitely be planted. These I'm going to set off to the side, because we only want the biggest ones. When you replant garlic, you only want to keep the biggest cloves in. You don't want to put the little ones in. Not that that's little by no means, but you don't want that one if you don't have to. When you got these, because these will grow bigger heads. These will grow small heads. So I did take my dibbler and did some adjustments to it, which I was thinking after I said there was 4 rows, I only do 3. But I did point them up like I was saying about. I just put a little point on them, not much of one. Just a little bit. Then I'll take this through about every 6-8 inches and stomp it in the ground. Put it in, you got to make sure you pull straight up out, or your rocket will fill your hole back in. And it ain't rocket science, all we're doing is planting garlic. So then once you get those in, then you just grab your garlic. Make sure you put this side down. This was the root. That was the root, this was the stem. So you just stick it in. And it ain't rocket science, just stick them in there. Even if you went upside down, it'd probably be okay. I don't know, I've never tried it, but it would probably find its way. That there's pretty small, but it'll grow. The husk fell off that one, but it still should be okay. You just do that and fill it over. Then we'll, like I said earlier, once we get this done, then we'll take them 2 trash bags and cover those over, cover this over with them. So I'm gonna go through and do this. The wife's gonna go through behind me and stick the garlic cloves in. So this bucket here, or this can here ain't full, that other can is. So I'm just gonna take this. It's just grass and leaves from the yard. And just sprinkle it over the garden bed. If I get it in the walkways, that's fine. I need to put it in there, but I don't know if I got enough for the walkways and the garden bed both. But if I don't, that's fine. I'll have to clean the leaves up several more times this year, so I'll definitely make sure everything's mulched good. So just take it in there and sprinkle it out. Put it on there. Put on there right now, probably 3 or 4 inches thick. Maybe not quite that, but somewhere near there. Then the wind will blow some of it away, but the rain will settle it all down. It's supposed to rain Wednesday, so we should be good.
And the chickens are coming to check it out.
Oh yeah, they're looking at it. Like, where's ours at?
Yep.
We put in 165, sorry, garlics. Last year we did, I'm not sure what we did. I'll have to look. I was thinking it was 5 something to begin with, but it couldn't have been. It had to be 3 something, but I ain't sure. But I'll look and I'll put the number right here, how many we put in. Why you didn't get none of that food? You didn't deserve it, that's why. That stuff started to decompose, and it's actually warm. You can smell it too in there. It smells almost like silage. You know what that smells like?
Yeah, it does. I didn't think it would that fast.
I didn't either. We just did that night before last. Sorry,
Thursday,
Sunday. We did it Friday.
Yeah, yeah.
Tuesday once.
Yeah, you're right.
So that'll help keep the ground somewhat warmer, keep the weeds down is the main thing. And it'll rot up in there and it'll help fertilize the ground. This is all we ever do. Till spring rolls around, this will be, especially the grass clippings, they'll be gone. The leaves will still be there, but the grass clippings will be pretty much toast. They'll pretty much be eat up by the soil life. We'll eat those up. So I got the main thing, so I just need to get these 2 walkways, which won't take much. Actually, that walkway there is partly done. Just need to cover these 2 walkways in yet. This garden will be put to sleep for winter. So that's going to wrap the video up on the garlic planting. If you want to see last year's garlic planting, it'll be in the description below. So until we meet again, take care and God bless.